All right, let's get you the latest on that gruesome alleged gang rape and murder case that had emerged out of Badaun around a month ago of the two minor sisters. The case has now been transferred to the CBI from the UP police. The CBI has been investigating the matter after having lodged an FIR in that case. Now, sources in the CBI pointing out that the agency now is considering doing a polygraph test of the parents of the two girls who were allegedly raped and murdered and hung from a tree. The CBI is now seeking the consent of the parents. CNN IBN's National Bureau Chief Bhupendra Chaubey now joining us on this big story, which Bhupen, of course, had become extremely political really in the last few weeks.
Well, since the CBI has now been brought into the picture, the CBI has been trying to get to the bottom of this entire controversy. You will remember that there were some comments which were made by some Samajwadi Party leaders as well in the immediate aftermath of this incident, that there could be an entirely different angle to this entire story, and that there were some who had suggested that maybe the act of rape had not been committed. This was a straightforward case of murder. The CBI now just wants to be sure in terms of the angle of their investigation. So as a first step, what they're looking for is to conduct a polygraphy test. But to conduct a polygraphy test, they need the consent of the girl's parents just to find out exactly whether there is any other dimension which exists to the story or not. Because the story got really entangled in an extremely bitter political fight of sorts, with the political parties like the BSP, the BJP accusing the Samajwadi Party of not managing the law and order properly in Uttar Pradesh, and the Samajwadi Party leaders also coming up with often very bizarre theories in terms of explanation of what really had happened in Badaun. The CBI, in its attempts to get to the bottom of this entire controversy, just wants to figure out what really is the stand of the parents, and to that extent, they wish to subject them to this polygraphy test.
And Bhupen, having said that, it's significant, isn't it, that the first concrete step that the CBI is taking in the course of its investigation is to seek a polygraph test of the parents, not even questioning the people who've been arrested so far in the case.
Well, you could argue that maybe the CBI, prima facie, at the beginning itself believes that there is perhaps a different dimension, a different angle to the real sequence of events which have come out so far. And maybe to that extent, the CBI just wants to get its act together, and the CBI therefore wants to conduct a polygraphy test of girls' parents.
Right.
Now, this is another issue which will be looked at very closely by the political parties. Precisely the point that you're making in terms of why is it that the girls' parents are being subject to this polygraphy test is a point which could very well be picked up by opposition parties in the state as well.
Right, because seeking a polygraph test, of course, is going in favor of what the Samajwadi Party government has also been saying, but remains to be seen what really comes off it. Thanks very much, Bhupen, for putting that in perspective.